So a little while ago, a president guy named Donald Trump went on his social media network, Truth Social, and he socialed or truthed?
Truthed. You truth. And then you re-truth.
Yeah, okay. But it's a big claim. But anyway, he went on and said, it is my great honor to be at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach tonight. Awards night. To receive the club championship trophy and the senior club championship trophy. I won both.
What an honor. He's right. What an honor. Imagine actually saying that. It's a great honor to be at my house where I'm giving me
an award
my
to
stuff.
me. Look, as you can guess, a bunch of people may have laughed and said, okay, buddy, you won your own golf tournament.
Yeah, congratulations.
You can find it out there. Like there's a great video of Jon Stewart.
Did anyone else play?
Well,
it's hard to say. Just Eric and DJ Jr.
Well, look, there's a lot of people out there who say, yeah, you won your own tournament. This just proves yet again that you're a big stinky cheat. But this got me thinking. Why? Why does Trump want to cheat at golf? Welcome to The Wholesome Show.
The podcast in which two academics knock off early, grab a beer, and dive down the rabbit hole.
Oh, my God. I'm Will Grant.
I'm Rod Lamberts, and I play lead guitar in that new song.
In this, you played the lead guitar?
I'm the lead guitar.
I am...
all the guitar you can hear in that is me.
Yeah, well, true. All of the euphonium and sousaphone is me as well.
You're normally oboe.
Oboe. Yeah, I play the oboe bits.
I just like licking the reed.
Just like licking the reed.
Didn't you know that? You like clarinet. I learned clarinet briefly, and before you play it, you got to moisten the reed, and you basically got to fillet the head of the clarinet, and then you can play it properly.
You do.
They don't call it fellatio, though, for some obscure reason.
Not obscure.
Depends who you're saying it to.
Oh my God. So, look, there's been a thing about American presidents and golf. They love it. They've played...
All of them?
Not all of them, but I think I had a look, and the 20th century and 21st century presidents, all of them have played a lot except for three.
Names.
Herbert Hoover. He was president in Depression, and he thought, that's not cool to...
And you can't play golf in high heels.
No, that's J. Edgar
back
Hoover.
then.
That's a different guy.
I know the same person.
That's a different guy.
Brothers.
Different guy.
Brothers.
I mean, he might have worn high heels.
Someone's
don't know,
dad.
You're confusing the Hoovers.
Which one's the dad?
I don't think it's father-son. I think it's...
How's that possible?
Brother from another mother. Two Hoovers around then. No, but different people.
Okay.
So Herbert Hoover was president in Depression. He was like, no, it's a little bit rude to play it then.
Yeah,
Harry Truman and Jimmy Carter were like, no, I don't like it. Every other president is like, I like it and I want to play as much as I can. George W. Bush, he was like, I shouldn't play too much publicly while the troops are in Iraq. Other than that, they're all hammer and tongs.
He used to get really bad sweat at the base of his spine that would dribble down and make it look like he'd weed himself from the bum.
What? No, I don't have those details.
GW. I've looked into it.
I don't have those details. And just for the record, there's a lot of people that have been counting how much different presidents played golf.
Yes.
And Trump was president and he played like 300-ish games or something like that. Obama played
190 or something.
No, it was a fair bit. But he was president for twice as long. At time of recording.
Yeah.
I think he played maybe 600 or something like that. But they aren't even close.
And Trump was famous for bagging Obama out until he got in.
Yeah, he definitely is. Obama plays golf all the time. I won't have time to play golf.
Except for the golf.
Except the time that he did play.
And also, let's be clear, a game of golf equals the day.
Yes.
It's not like I did a quick level on Mario Brothers.
No. So Woodrow Wilson, he was president in the 20s. And he played 1,600 rounds of golf in the 8 years he was president, and then he had to stop when he had a stroke.
Quitter.
I think he played a round of golf every single morning, and then got to work at 9 a.m.
But he was infamous for pioneering the 5-hole golf round.
Well, it's possible. I mean, yeah, and a lot of others.
Hey, you want to know about golf history? I'm your guy.
You're the golf history guy? Yeah. But anyway, I mean, they've for a long time American presidents have golf has been sort of it's the sport that
They play.
they play. I mean, maybe it's a good bit of exercise. You know, you're walking.
Is it?
It depends. It depends.
Well, okay, I put it to you. Trump, let's visualize.
America's most exercised president.
The amount of golf he plays. I mean, to be fair, you can counteract the effects of exercise quite easily with other habits.
You do totally.
But still, I'm like, is it great exercise?
Well, if you were to, 18 holes of golf could
If
be.
you walked it,
Yeah, it could be like a 10K walk or something like that, and that's a solid amount of exercise.
Yeah.
If you do that every day,
if you walk it.
yes. But if you drive your buggy and then take a swing and then
I hear he drives onto the green. That's
He does.
that's a
He
no-no
does.
for our non-golf aficionados.
he does like that. That is.
Fuck me.
The other thing for American presidents is that it's a time when you can talk to people in a way that's sort of a little bit more discreet. You know, you obviously
It's also where
see
all
who's
business is
talking.
done. It's where you do the business.
Yeah, it's the business.
You do it on
It's the
golf
business.
course.
You know, you can.
Tough
you can
shot,
help
Mike.
out.
But hey, what about that takeover we're running with
Yeah.
Adspadon
Yeah,
Company?
let's invade country number 2.
B.
Yeah, something like that. So a lot of American presidents have played golf. But the question, the first question is Trump any good at golf? Because if he's claimed he's won these championships,
Well, he was reputed to be an athlete in his college years.
he was reputed to be an athlete.
And not just by him. Like I've heard others say he was actually at least relatively fit and healthy. But he was 22 and from a wealthy family and didn't have to work.
and he's pretty tall and broad. Like he's got some pounds on him now.
He wasn't
but
always a pudding.
No. I think he was probably in his youth a fairly fit guy, and I think
I've heard he was fairly physically capable.
well, Golf Digest once ranked the American presidents by handicap.
Oh, not attractiveness.
No.
Trump's pretty handicapped.
I'm sure there are lists of American presidents on their attractiveness. I don't have them in front of me now.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, you mean?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Obviously number 1.
Yeah.
And then Taft, and then
Definitely tapped. And then obviously Hoover, the other one.
the Hoover.
One of the Hoovers is a very attractive president or not.
But by
Grover Cleveland, a name like Grover.
Grover's so sexy.
I know you hear the name. My name is Grover. If you had that on your Tinder profile, you would
Oh
be
my
getting
God.
laid all the time.
You
You need nothing else. Name
just turn
Grover.
it down. This is too much.
Just Grover.
Male or female name?
This is my daughter Grover. You're,
Listener,
you're,
if your
you're
name
a criminal.
if your name is Grover
And you're a lady.
this is awesome. Please, this is I love
Put us
it
in touch with your
so
parents. So, which drugs and how many?
But back on their golf scores.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon came? This is Golf Digest
Yep.
in
Yep.
2022.
Who came number 1?
Who came number 1?
Clinton.
Nah, Clinton plays golf, but Clinton is famously not great.
Because he was always nude. He played nude. It was very distracting.
It would be. Look.
Is it Trumpy?
It is Donald Trump.
Okay.
Well,
Carry on.
So he just for non-golf listeners, this is by handicap. The lower the better. Basically, your handicap is what you'd be expected to get over par on a course. A handicap of 0, expecting par on
All the time.
all the time is a big claim.
Not even the Tiger did he?
Well, I don't know. I don't have in front of me, but we're in the zone of best golfer when you're down that sort of, and maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
But Trump 2.8. Mm-hmm. At the time, Jack Nicklaus, who's one of the best golfers ever, at the same sort of age as Trump, was 3.5. So,
I believe it.
yeah, there's a little bit of, you reckon?
So, is it based on how many of your own trophies you've won? Oh, look, you seem like you have a handicap. We're gonna subtract it.
I'll just round out the top 3.
Yeah.
Biden number 2 at 6.7. I'm just like Biden.
Okay, we have now explained why Trump cheats.
JFK number 3, but he was youthful and virile,
Wasn't he?
and
he had old-fashioned technology.
he did. Well, I think JFK was actually quite good before he came in. He was meant
But
to
his
be.
golf clubs were made out of teak. Like he didn't have any metal in them. He was very, very old school.
All of those banned woods that no one was allowed to have anymore.
Tropical rainforest
I'm
golf
sure.
clubs. That's all he had.
Straight from the woods
Like
of Java.
his woods were wood and his irons were wood as well.
And look, there are some other evidence that potentially Trump might be okay at golf. Like there's some people say he's got a really good drive. can hit it a long way. Maybe he's okay on the putting. And he has won 23 club championships.
Across all one of the clubs?
So he's got and I'm gonna go a lot from this great book by the sports writer
Donald.
Rick Riley. The title of the book is Commander in Cheat: How Golf Explains Trump, and there are so many good stories in here.
I'll just read that. I can sit down.
Well, he reckons 23. Oh my god! Like he's like any sort of amateur player. Like the best he's ever heard before is like 8, and Trump's got 23.
That's how good he is.
So yeah, Rick Riley reckons if Trump is a 2.8 handicap, then Queen Elizabeth is a pole vaulter. Riley reckons
she's dead now. In her defense.
Yeah, in her defense. Yeah. But Riley reckons Trump cheats like a mafia accountant. He cheats crazy. He cheats whether you're watching or not. He cheats whether you like it or not. He doesn't care who knows. And I gotta go. I've been exploring a whole bunch of Trump cheating stories.
You don't have time. You don't have time.
Oh my god, there's some cool ones.
You got to raise a family, man. That's a lot of stories.
So I just want to go through a few stories of how Trump cheats on the golf course.
I've got to say that I love the whole, whether people watching or not. And I mean, if you're going to cheat, I love the idea of you walk up, you look at the people you're playing with, you do that, and you kick the ball out of the rough.
I am going to come back to that 100%.
Oh,
because
okay.
I want to understand why he cheats.
Yeah.
How first?
Yeah.
And then we'll come to why.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, there's a bunch of cool stories. Yeah. So the first one, a guy won the Trump International Club Championships in 2018. Wasn't Trump, because Trump was in North Korea at the time doing presidential things. So fair enough.
Filleting a dictator.
Anyway, Trump comes up to him on the course and says, "Hey, congrats on winning the club championships, but you didn't really win because I was out of town."
Mm-hmm.
The dude goes,
"Get fucked."
Okay. And then Trump says, "Well, anyway, you've got 6 holes to go, so let's play for the championships now. I'll just." And the dude's like, "Hey, I'm playing with my son here,
mate."
And Trump's like, "That's cool. Don't worry."
So not actual tournament and only 6 holes. Then we'll decide who's actually the champion.
Yes.
Am I allowed to guess who won those 6 holes?
They came to a hole that's over a big pond.
Mm-hmm.
They tee off. So the guy who actually won tees off, then his son tees off, and Trump goes third. The first two get over the pond and over to the green, and Trump goes kersplush straight into the pond.
Someone moved the pond.
Anyway, the story is that on all of Trump's courses, he's got a turbocharged golf cart.
If you push too hard, it's pulling monos.
Like I think it's something like that. Like he can beat anyone else to get.
Is it a dragster too? Like the back wheel's way bigger than the front.
I'm imagining this. Like he's like, no, it's gotta be fast.
And it clatters when it's just idling. It's like and it lowers it up and down like a Chicano car, like that.
So they all get in their golf carts, but he fangs it, and he's bolting over to the other side, and he steals the son's ball. He's like, "Oh, here's my ball," and he starts playing it, and the other guy goes, "Oh, that's a
Slazenger. You're playing a Spalding."
He's like, "No." And he gets his caddy to back him up, and he steals the ball, and then declares that he won. And he says magnanimously, "I'll tell you what, we'll be co-championships." So he's happy to steal other people's ball, and he zooms around the court. Another.
I know we're asking this is the whole point of the episode, and you're going to answer it, but I can't help it. Every time I hear that, I go, "But why?" Everyone knows, you absolute fucking dingus. Everyone knows. Carry on.
He's famous for kicking balls.
Well, I keep my hands cupped around.
You're not meant to on the golf course.
Yeah.
I mean, for seasoned players like you, obviously. For others,
my handicap's 9, but that's still pretty good.
It's not a kicking sport. But anyway,
no, not deliberately.
He'll kick his own balls. Like he'll walk along and he'll just give it a boot closer to the green.
He is the judge on Caddyshack. I don't know if you ever watched Caddyshack or you remember it, but Judge Smales just kind of.
Yep. He's very happy to do that.
Mark that as a 2, Timmy.
And he'll kick his opponent's balls backwards, or into the bunker, or into the pond.
We're just put in his pocket and go, "Well, lost ball. That's 11-shot penalty."
There's a story. He was playing these 3 guys in LA. I think this was before he was president. They all tee off and he splashes into the pond again. By the time they get there, his ball's in the middle of the fairway and they're like, what the fuck, Donald? And he goes, oh, it must have been the tide. And so, so everyone's calling him Pele for how much he kicks the ball.
Fucking lunar. It's lunar eclipse time. The gravity changed just briefly and moved everything. See, no shits given. No two fucks, like none whatsoever.
Well, here's being pure arsehole. He was playing a sports broadcaster, Mike Tirocco. Mike hits a long, soaring shot into a par 5. Over it goes, heads for the green. When he gets there, there's no sign of the ball. It had somehow ended up in the sand trap, 50 feet to the left. Lousy break, says Trump. And
playing me.
Trump's caddy came up to him later and said, yeah, Trump threw it into the bunker, which is like, you
what a fucking baby. But he is the one, he's on record as claiming he hasn't changed since he was 5, and there's a lot of evidence to back that up.
Yeah, I think we could.
Because that is toddler behaviour.
We could probably track a bit of toddler behaviour. A little bit. Another one that he's famous for. In golf, there's two things called a gimme and a mulligan.
Yep.
A gimme is when you're pretty close to the hole and you just go, oh, I would have got it in anyway.
It's 3 inches away from the hole.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
And if it's 3 inches, then it's an agreement between the players.
We know
a gentleman's or a ladies' agreement to say, you know,
Yeah.
you still take it still counts as a shot, but 3 inches fine.
Yeah.
But Trump will claim gimmies from a long way away.
From the tee.
Not quite the tee.
This is a par 5. We'll call it a 1.
So Rick Riley's like, he's the first and only person I've ever heard a gimme when it's still chipping in from the fairway. So he's like, I'm close enough. That's a gimme.
I'm in the bunker. It's 90 yards to the hole. We'll call it a gimme. See, I'm realizing I know a lot more about golf than I thought because I used to play a lot of computer golf.
Well, there you go.
And you learn all the stuff. Like the mulligan is, well, you know, I could try and get it out of the rough, or I'll take a mulligan, I'll lose a shot, and I'll throw it onto the fairway.
Well,
a drop, really.
He's famous for taking.
Oh, no, mulligan's a do-over, isn't it?
A mulligan's a do-over.
A drop is you say, I'm never going to hit it out here. I'll take a shot and I'll drop it.
And then you drop it and
over
move
your
it.
shoulder and
I
gentleman.
don't know if Trump's doing that.
No, not ever.
He's just going to move it in.
It's got the word gentleman in it, so no, he does not.
Yeah. And the mulligan is the do-over.
Yeah.
And
it's for babies and extreme amateurs playing very.
So you hit a ball and it goes into the rough or into the pond, and he just goes, "I'll have a do-over. I'll have a mulligan."
Yeah.
And he's taking like huge numbers here.
Of course he is, because he claims Irish heritage. I am a mulligan. I'm allowed to take as many mulligans as I want.
Oh my God, I don't know. But the key thing is, if you are, formally registering your handicap, then you've got to lodge your scores.
And you can't have mulligans, gimmies, do-overs, whatever. You can't.
Trump doesn't. Like he's he's all just counting his own scores and
doesn't register. He just says, "This is my handicap."
This is.
Wait a minute. What's the best one? I'm 10 under that. Fuck me, what a clown.
So then it comes to the club championships, and this is just great.
Not the club, his club championships.
His club championships, and as I said before, he's got a vast number, 23 club championships, which is a spectacular achievement if you've done it.
The cheating to get there and the brass to actually claim it is an achievement.
So he gets these club championships in some interesting ways. One is, and he's explicitly said this story, whenever I open a new golf course, I play the official opening round, and then I just call that the first club championship. There you go. I'm first club champion.
And the saddest thing about that is, there is a logic to that.
Oh, totally. And it's said, he'll just drive around with Melania, whack the, and it doesn't matter what the scores are because no one else is allowed to play yet.
It says champion.
And it says champion. So
Score,
he'll put himself
irrelevant,
up there.
champion.
But then he'll do a bunch of other dodgy things to claim a championship.
Uh-huh.
There's a story where Trump was declared the senior club champion at Trump National Bedminster in New Jersey, even though he was in Pennsylvania on the day the event was played.
Oh, I didn't even play.
He didn't play. And he played on a different course and then rang in to the pro shop and said, I shot a 73. I don't know what the other winner had done. And should be declared the winner. The pro who's organising the championship wanted to stay employed. And so he's like, all right,
yes,
Trump
sir.
won. With a score he rang in with
from a different course.
From a different course. So whether it happened on that different course or not.
I knew he found things that I'd never even thought of committing, crimes, lies and whatever. But the idea that you'd go, I won and I didn't even play it. Again, look, there's a part of me. It's not even no two shits. There's he doesn't even know what a shit is. Or actually, he probably doesn't, but you know what I mean?
Shame maybe, or lack of, might be part of it. It's not my full explanation.
No, but it's also innovative. It's innovative to go, you know what? I won, and I wasn't even in the tournament. I wasn't even there, and I fucking won, and here's a reason.
So there's another
Genius.
time when there was championships, and he just claimed he scored a 67, 8 strokes less than the pro had shot 2 weeks earlier. So he's just whatever. I'm happy.
But of course he did, because if the pro was any good, as if he'd be working for someone else.
Look, I think that's part of the problem.
Anyone who works for him, he already has disdain for.
So here's the thing. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
The first thing, I mean, there's a bunch of people that that want to explain this psychologically.
Yeah.
And Rick Riley was one. Here's Riley's take. So this is a psychological sort of take on why Trump would cheat.
Yeah.
He's always been like this. We've known this guy in the sports world for 30 years. He's always told people that no one can beat him, that he's the best of the rich guys. I love that he wants to be the best of the rich guys. So Trump makes it so he always wins, even if he loses. He just wants to be able to tell people that he beat their ass. And you know, Riley went to a psychiatrist in Harvard and said, "What's this?" And he's like,
Also, help me. I just played around with Trump, and I'm doubting everything.
"Oh, Riley does never want to play around with Trump again."
Weird to imagine that.
But he's like, it's narcissism.
Yeah.
You know, he can't handle the idea of not being number one, so he'll make up anything to be number one. He exaggerates his scores and his handicap, and you know that kind of explains some of it. And it agrees. It agrees. I had a dive here into the literature on cheating in sport that's not Trump. You know, why?
How did you do this in only a week or two? I mean, there must have been so much material.
Look, there's a lot of material out there. You know, and people have classically cheated in sport for in all sorts of ways for all sorts of reasons. Since sport began, absolutely. And the dominant drive is that yes, there's psychological explanations where you want to win more than the consequences of being caught count, or
I
you
think
you can get away with it.
we need to qualify that. You want to be able to claim you won.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Hold to that one. Hold to that one.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
So you know, you get a mentality where it's like winning becomes the overriding thing, and cheating is justified. But I kind of think psychological explanations don't cover everything here.
You're looking for a more
Sociological. I think
viticultural, I would have thought.
Well, sure. No, but you know, you can go broader. Like there's a system going on here that's enabling Trump, and I think any form of cheating, you've got to have understand the system as well.
We should say for the non-eggheads, so psychological is very much about the individual and in the brain, because it's obvious to us, but a lot of people didn't realise this or don't. Sociological, you explain it via the interconnections and the mechanisms between and among people.
There you go. Nice. Lance Armstrong, famous Tour de France winner and cheat.
Ballless man.
Winner and cheat. Yes. You know,
That's not his fault.
He achieved a unique thing of winning, whilst very drug assisted, 7 Tour de France's. Anyway.
But he did physically do it.
One of the hardest races in the world,
Horrible.
literally to do.
Horrible.
Literally to do.
Horrible.
But to win them, a huge achievement. And yes, he did it by massive amounts of drug cheating. But
Details.
You know, he sort of justified it, and a lot of people had said this is every cheat's justification is everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
So for me to win, I have to do it as well. I'm kind of caught. So it's not necessarily about
I'm the
them.
victim here.
They literally say that.
I can't compete if I don't do it too.
I'm going to be cheated if I don't do it. So yes, it's a rationalization, but it is an understanding like of the system where it's like everyone's doing it. Then the only way for it to be slightly fair is if I do it and don't get caught.
I'm not unsympathetic to the argument because it's not untrue. It doesn't mean it's good, but
it doesn't apply to Trump.
No, not at all.
I don't think that explanation applies to Trump at all, because you know there's a couple of like little words that I heard in a few of the stories that stuck out, and you jumped on a few of them before. Yeah. It's like, well, the first one is he doesn't give a shit about people knowing that he cheats. Like
weird.
He, as Rick Riley says, he cheats whether you're watching it or not. He doesn't care if you knows.
It's so weird. That is to me so weird. Like it's one thing to cheat without it being realised, and then you actually can't. People all think you won.
Yes,
but if you cheat.
He is not worried. So just hold this in your head for a sec.
Yeah.
He is not worried if people know that he cheats.
Yeah.
Okay, second thing, a lot of stories about him buttering people up afterwards. Like he'll buy you lunch.
Tickle the balls.
He'll buy lunch. He'll be friendly. He'll be like, we can be co-champions, that kind of thing. There's
so magnanimous.
I know. There's a bunch of that. And the third thing that I find interesting here is that there's a lot of people that have played him, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, who talk about Trump cheating. And a lot of people have said it gives them a story. Like they're not intolerant to it. They're kind of tolerant. They're like, that's what you get.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
You join the myth.
That's what you
join
get
the legend,
So Tiger Woods has got a story. Dustin Johnson, another golf champion. And the thing that Riley shows is I wanted my story about Trump cheating. Everyone wants their own little bit of, you know what he did? He did this thing. And
okay. It comes back to the Trump phenomenon. It
large.
Matter. It doesn't matter if it's in golf. So that it's a good point because it's so easy to forget. You get caught up in the detail. There is no fucking detail with him.
Yep. No. Yeah.
It's the same thing in every arena.
So tell me. So what is your take on why he cheats?
People want Trump to exist, and people want to be able to say, "I saw it." Like people want. You're right. They want a Trump story.
Yep.
I'd fucking want one too.
And
Trump doesn't care.
Trump. Yeah,
he wants to be the story.
Yep.
So he's getting attention. He's getting his nuts tickled one way or another. All good. Doesn't matter how. Mechanism irrelevant.
So I reckon.
And let's be fair, because I haven't said it for at least 2 episodes. I do have a 28-year-old psych degree, so I'm probably right.
Yeah, well, I think it's actually your anthropology degree.
I'll have one of those too.
That counts you in strong.
Did I mention honours in both?
Oh my god! No, I think this is the thing: is that cheating is the point. Like it is not. It is not inconsequential. Like he likes the idea of having won the championship. He likes the trophy. He likes his name on the board. I get all of that, and a lot of people like that. But I think cheating is the point. Now I think back. A lot of people talk about the emperor's new clothes with Trump. They're like, it shows his lack of shame and everyone being complicit. Now I think the complicit thing is totally right. Story is the emperor needs a new costume. The tailor has run out of ideas, and the tailor is like, here's your magic new costume. It's the most fashionable,
the most amazing.
So the tailor is tricking the emperor. The emperor is like, okay, he's a fool and is happy to be tricked. And then the town is complicit because the emperor has enough power over them.
Yeah. Except for the child who goes.
Little kid calls it out and says, "Hey, bullshit! This is." I don't think that's quite right for Trump.
No, because Trump relishes in being the dude who's nude.
Yes, yes.
I'm nude. You all know it, and you're still letting me have it.
This is the thing.
Yep.
This is the thing. He wants to walk around with his dick out.
Yep.
He wants to be everyone to know he's a cheat, and there is nothing we can do about it because we are all complicit. We have transacted. We all want our story, and he absolutely wants it to show that the rules do not apply to him.
My power is so great. Stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot someone, you'd still elect me.
I am fascinated about this because I reckon Riley is right. The title of his book, How Golf Explains Trump, and I think it's right in the middle that he is like, this is a place where golf depends on like a sort of gentleman's or ladies' agreement that will abide by the rules, because you can be wherever you are.
Like most things.
No, but even more so, like you're actually literally meters away from each other, hundreds of meters away from each other. You've got to kind of agree that you'll play fair. Yeah. There's no referee, there's no umpire.
Yeah.
And so Trump is like, I'm going to cheat. You're going to get something out of this. You will get a cool Trump story. I will cheat and I will win, and then we'll all be complicit, and I will rub it right in your face.
You'll shake my fucking hand. You'll shake my hand while I'm banging my dick on your forehead. And you'll smile and tell someone about it.
So that is the Wholesome Show verdict on why Trump cheats at golf. What have you been thinking about?
Whatever happened to Skype?
I used Skype a year or two ago.
What happened to Skype?
Well, they fucked the pandemic. Like they were like the video conferencing software up until 2019.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I heard someone say that some podcast, not ours, and is like, what happened to Skype? And I'm like, fuck yeah, what happened to Skype?
You know, like throughout the whole 2010s, if you wanted to have a video chat with someone, you go, let's have a Skype.
Yeah,
and
or
then
Skype. Now you Zoom.
And or
your Teams.
But you don't Skype. So why did Skype die in the ass?
Ever. I don't even know if I have Skype anymore. And like it would be like someone saying,
so
"Are you on
funny.
MySpace?"
It's so funny how it died.
What happened to Skype?
Huh.
There's one.
All right. Well, I've got a tech story for you that I've been pondering about. I saw a little article
That was a long
about the
pause.
growth of a new category of porn. And listener, you're like, why do I need to know about a new category of porn? And well, here's the thing: many people have
Desires.
their desires, their own proclivities, but occasionally someone comes up with something that I'm like, I never. That's not part of my brain.
Look, and also between us, we could probably come up with just about everything some fucking pervert would think of.
Probably. So this is the growth of what's called self-cest. So this is a new thing that is enabled by AI or something like that, where you can theoretically generate a physical model in 3D of an actor. Could be yourself, and then you can theoretically watch two versions of yourself.
Having at it.
And I had never thought I would want to watch.
They call it self-cest.
You know what the weird thing is?
I thought it was intracest.
No, well, it's self-cest.
No. It's just like I invented the, what do you call it? I always called it false ID, imposter syndrome. For years before, I used to say, it's like having a false ID even though you don't. So I'd call it false ID syndrome. And people went, oh, there's this new thing called imposter syndrome. And I'm like, oh, that's why you write shit down.
You should get out there.
It's too late.
You could have named this. But anyway, I had never wondered about people wanting to watch themselves bang themselves.
I cannot think of anything I'd rather watch less.
While you're on the outside, while you're inherently on the outside.
There's a lot of porn I do not want to watch, and that may be the one I want to watch least. I mean, that's impressive. Like, I don't want to see just me with someone else, better yet me and me.
It does remind me. And I know.
What?
No. There's a little comic strip I saw years ago where this dude took a time machine to go back in time and bang himself. And of all of the things.
Why do you want time travel? I want to fuck me. Young me, though, because I'm not an animal.
Yeah, well, of course. You don't want to go fuck old me.
20-year-old me.
Maybe old you is lonely and not
More
getting
experienced.
much. And then you could go to old you and have intercourse with old you. And
I don't like hanging with you anymore.
But
No.
don't you feel sorry for old you? Old you is like sitting in a retirement home.
I am old me.
Wishing they could get some, and suddenly time machine, young you, or medium, here we go, middle-aged you goes and picks up young you to go and fuck off.
And young me looks up and goes, you look familiar. And old me goes,
why am I here?
there's no judgment on other people who find different things attractive, but my first thing before I realize it's me is still a dude, not super keen.
Okay, so you're not, yeah.
I'm not dude aroused,
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
then I'm like, it's me. And then I get into this whole kind of like this, again, we're in the rabbit hole here, this circle of, what do you call it? And I know that there's a name, but I mean, actually, what is it? What is the transgression?
Well, there's no transgression.
Isn't there?
I
Why does it feel like there is?
No, you can. Everyone here is consenting. Like this is.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What do you?
That's true. If one of me says I'm into it and the other one goes, I really don't want to.
Well, okay.
Would you take yourself against your will?
I feel no.
You started it.
I feel no. What else are you thinking about?
Corporate personality tests, which sounds very boring, but holy shit, I've been around them off and on for decades, and now my much better half is also quite involved in personality. They call them inventories because test sounds, far too confrontational. Well, they used to. But I'm fascinated by them because the more you look into them, the world is rich with what they are, how they're used, how validated they are, and the effects they can have on humans.
And how fake they are?
Well, fake is a word that does a lot of weird and tangled heavy lifting.
I just feel like anytime you get Myers-Briggsy, I'm like, it's astrology with pseudoscience.
Yeah, but then you add Disc, Belbin, these are the ones I remember, plus other, there's heaps. There's
Prince
heaps.
12, Prince 13.
That's project management tools.
Okay, they seem the same to me.
But there are newer ones that I've been made aware of that, and the thing that always makes me suspicious is really heavily in their byline is science-backed, science-proved, science-tested.
God.
What that usually means is a shitload of surveys and stuff. But to be fair, A lot of actual psychology
But
is
flip it
exactly
around.
the same.
Not flip it around, but drill deep. Why do these corporates want these things?
They want them so bad because it's allegedly shorthand.
You know, I see these, I have had the joy, fortune, misfortune to sit on selection committees. And, when they come through, here's the CV and here's whatever, that's fine. This is what you've done. I like to see that. This is your answer to some selection criteria. Again, that's fine.
Fair enough, yep.
But then they have to do like a psychometric test. And I'm like, if your question is, do you stab people a lot? Or do you think about stabbing people a lot?
The correct answer is, how much is a lot?
I feel like
What do you mean a lot?
like it's not going to catch anyone, and it's like
It's imprecise.
What a crock of shit.
Have you had to do any for a job application?
Oh,
You don't remember.
it's in the dim distant past.
You haven't
I
applied
don't-
for a job in a while.
In a while,
Neither have I,
In
to
a
be
while,
fair, but,
in
you
a
know.
while. But
I had to do a few. And the last one I did,
I had one where I had to match numbers really quickly.
to see if you're a machine or not.
Yeah, it was like 7587612 and 7587613, and you got to see if they're the
Different.
same. Yeah, there you go.
I
There
could
you go.
do that.
Well,
no, I had to do
but
some
lots.
for the last time I went for a job. I think was a public service job because I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in the academy. And I did all the tests, I did all the things, blah blah blah. And they called me and said, "Hey, you didn't get the job." I'm like, fuck, whatever. And then they said, "But we want to offer you a different one."
Okay.
I thought that's intriguing, but it wasn't a spy job, which is disappointing. But it was just because
We need someone to invade Putin. Like,
yep, invade the Putin. But so it was weird.
I got one other that I've been thinking about, and I don't know what this is. There was a big study in the Lancet recently.
Never heard of
which is a big population health journal talking about
actual medical journal.
yeah, whatever.
It's not epidemiology.
Whatever. They publish that. This is an epidemiology.
What are you, like a starting out scholarly academic? Population health.
Anyway, talking about how by 2100, just about every country will be in population decline.
2100.
Yeah, it's in the future.
I can work with that.
And I know that there are a lot of people who've been fighting for that outcome, and there are a lot of people who are very worried about that outcome. And I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to feel as a...
Decline is an interesting word to use too, because decline, I've never heard decline used in a positive way, but you could say...
I'm sliding down a slippery slide. I'm declining down the slippery slide. There you go. That's a positive way.
As most people always say. But I mean, if you said the population will be getting smaller,
Yeah.
is different to population decline.
No, population will getting optimized.
Exactly.
That's how you...
Yeah, we're not maximizing, we're optimizing.
So
it's a feel-good story.
But I do want to know why does it hit people in such weird ways, and what is good or bad about this? And it's not freaking simple.
Yep.
You know, there are people like, no, we should be maximizing. We should be 100 trillion out to the stars. Fuck every star in the universe that is us. Or other people are like, we should be
10 of us.
10 of us. Like
8 villages of 10 people. But the best people.
Yeah. Hey, just a couple of cool things from the mailbag. Thank you so much, listeners. Thank you, Weaponized Math. There's a few things in relation to our episode on
alone.
people demonstrating things are safe or not safe. Weaponized Math, there was a story about, one of the stories was about the engineer who died by demonstrating the safety didn't work, and he says all you had to say was engineer and gun. Oh man.
No, look.
Nath 3438. That reminds me of sales reps drinking Roundup to show that it was safe. Again, not cool.
Drinking Roundup.
And Sarah G. And dousing soldiers in Agent Orange.
Yeah. Well, look, to be fair, in the moment they didn't die.
And to close this out, because I don't want to hear the whole story, Adam Ropen wants to know more about your love for Bloom County, Billy and the Boingers.
Oh, so good. So good.
I'm going to turn this up.
I didn't know it went this long.
Yeah, keeps going. There's a lot in here. I'll play my oboe.
Licky clarinet. I'm done with it now.
All right.
I've never hated anything more in my life. Do you know what? I've never heard that much of it. That's awesome.
There you go.